Eevee isn't just one of the cutest Pokemon, it also has some of the coolest different Eeveelutions, from Umbreon to Sylveon, Espeon, and of course more. But there's actually a way to get a bunch of Eevees and evolve them even early on in the game quite easily. So in this guide, we're going to show you how to get Eevee and evolve it into any of the Eeveelutions of your choice. Firstly, to get Eevee, you need to know that it has to be daytime in the game. But if you do want to get it very early on, just progress to the main mission number 5, the city in the shadow of Prism Tower. During this mission, the world will always be in daytime, so progress the mission until you need to do the 3 errands, and then you can travel around the world and it's permanently daytime. If you're past this point, just rest at any of the benches until it's daytime, and then go to these Eevee locations. I highly recommend, if you are doing this, especially if you're in mission 5, then make sure to go to here on the map in the upper left of the area to the Pokeball Boutique and grab the nearby fast travel point at the restaurant for later. At the Pokeball Boutique, you can buy quick balls for 1,000 each. While this is expensive early on, having a few of these will dramatically improve your capture chance, as Eevee is actually really hard to capture early on in the game. And we're going to be saving before capturing it, so we don't need loads of them. At least 4 will do. So for our first Eevee location, head to the very south where you first entered the map at the research lab. You can see that's where I am, and pin right here on the map. This is where we're going to be headed over to, so we can go from the Pokemon research lab. As you can see, that's where we're going to start, and I'll run you over on the full route to get us there. There's 2 Eevee locations close to here and 2 Eevee locations closer in the north of the map. A good thing to know as you follow my route as we're going along is that these Eevees do respawn, but it does take around 20 to 10 real life minutes, at least from my testing. So if you mess it up or forget to save or something like that, it's not the end of the world. Grab any of those items along the way. Look out for shinies on the floor as we go, because you can get some goodies, and just follow my path. You can see the pin up there, and that's where we're headed. So we're taking this right, and then we see this big scaffolding building, and we're going to want to climb to the very top of it. There's a few interesting turns and ladders to go up, so head up this bottom ladder and follow along. These ramps can be easily walked up just by walking into them, and go up this next ladder. Now there is a jump across that ladder on the left, but if you want to grab this red item, just do as I do and drop down to pick it up, and you'll get yourself a little calcium, which is good for your Pokemon. You don't have to roll back if you did that. Go up the ladder here, and then as you can see, there'll be a little roll or just drop off to this next ladder. You can pick that purple Pokeball up if you want. It will give you a screw, which is very important for later on. Climb to the very top and you'll see that Eevee is right here, exactly where we pinned on the map. Now save your game. You want to press X and then right bumper to do a save. This will allow us to basically reload the save if we mess up. And if you do mess up, just close the game and reopen it and you'll load back on that save. Don't fast travel anywhere or anything like that. Just immediately close the game if you mess it up. So you want to sneak with the left bumper left analog by pressing that in until you can get a sort of angle at the back. What we want to do is throw the quick ball behind the Eevee when it's looking away from us. This will give us the best odds that we can get this early in the game, and it will still be somewhat rare, but we have that save point if we need it. So just try and hide from the Eevee, maybe walk around like I am until it actually turns away from us, and we can get the better odds. We have to hit it in the back to have much higher chances. When it's turned away, climb up, aim at it, throw that ball, and as you can see, bam, you can catch it. And if you didn't catch it, just reload your save and try again. For the second location, we're starting at the Vernal Pokemon Center in the lower middle of the map. You should have this already, and put a pin just where I did over to the lower right. You see there's a little grassy area. That's where we're going to head, and we will need Rock Punch, which you get through the story before this point, so I'm pretty confident most of you will have that by now. So pin there, and then let's head on out. You can see there's a little alleyway that we want to cut through just as I'm doing, so just follow me past this tennis court and you'll see a passageway that is blocked by a load of rocks. So whip out whatever you have. I'm using Beedrill and do Rock Smash. This will get us inside, and you can see there'll be some people, some Pokemon, even some Mega Shards to grab if you want, and just where our marker is, as you see as we get a bit closer, you'll see Eevee just around that little tree and grassy area. Now, again, hit a save point here. I didn't save for this one, and I'll show you why you want to save. So hit a save point, don't skip out on that save, because sometimes the odds won't be in your favor. Remember, if you miss it, you can easily just reload the save by closing the game immediately and then opening it back up, and you'll be at your save point. You can see I've gone and skidded my way behind the Eevee. It hasn't spotted me, and I'm going to then throw a Great Ball at it, but this is why you want the Quick Balls, because they have a higher chance, especially from behind. So, throw your Quick Ball, grab it, and then it's yours. If it does escape from the Pokeball, as you'll see will happen here, then you can actually fight it, defeat it, and you have another chance to capture it. So this is always an option if you want to. So again, if it breaks free, you can fight it, bring it down to 0, and then try and capture it again. And if that fails, reload your save. Bam, so you can see there, we've defeated it, it's stunned, throw a Pokeball for your second chance to capture it, and if you get unlucky like this, reload the save. For our third location, we're now heading up to the Restaurant Layer, and we're going to start from the Pokeball Boutique and mark right here on the map as I am. This is on a rooftop, so we're going to do a little run to get there. You can see the Pokeball Boutique here. Just follow the road sort of north-northwest as I am here and take the left just up ahead. Grab the Great Ball while you're there too, why not? And you'll see there'll be a little alleyway that we can cut into just to the left here, which will have a bunch more scaffolding and obstacles. Then head right inside of all the scaffolding, and we're going to climb our way to the top to get on the roofs. So climb up this ladder, jump up this ramp, up the next ladder, and keep on following to get to the top. There'll be another ramp here on the right. Feel free to grab those Pokeball items if you want to. If you just want Eevee, then head up this next little ladder. Carefully go across this little walkway and up another ladder, and we'll be on the roof in no time after this next ladder here. Alright, you'll see a purple glowing screw there that you can pick up if you want to. Otherwise, keep on going higher and higher. Now, there'll be a bunch of these shards here, and I do actually recommend grabbing them while you're up here. These shards can be really good later in the game to buy XP candies, so grab all of them. And then hit your save point here, guys. Don't forget to hit your save point. Super important if you don't accidentally, if you miss the Pokeball or if it does actually break free. So hit the save, and then as you can see right here on the map, this is where the Eevee is, just down below us. You can see I'm saving here, and I did actually need to reload this save to come back. And we're going to go down and get that Eevee. Once again, as before, we want to sneak. We want to put our Pokemon away so it doesn't get spotted, and we need to try and get it to turn away from us so that we can throw that Quick Ball behind it. So here you can see it's looking at us. I'm going to try my best until it looks away. We'll try and loop around. It's looking away really quick. Throw that Quick Ball, and if you, with a little bit of luck, bam, you've got your next Eevee. One more to go. For our fourth Eevee location, it's actually really nearby just where we were, so we will once again be starting from nearby. We'll start from the Restaurant Layer and just pin where I did on the map there. Now, just simply follow my path along. We're going to go to a rooftop once again. A lot of these Eevees love to be on up high, so just head on the opposite way that we started. Grab any items here, why not? A little heal ball, a little great ball, not too bad. Go around this court, and you'll see we need to get to the roof up above. Now, to do this, we will need something like cut or slash to break the vines. As you see, when we take this next right, there are some vines blocking the way. A really early TM that you can grab is slash. I just put this on my main starter Pokemon. Head on inside. You'll see there'll be a few items you can grab. A little great ball, not too bad. And a ladder here in the back corner. So let's head on up this ladder to get to the roof. Now, at the top of this roof, we can just walk on up this ledge, and you can see Eevee is just over there, but we do need to turn around. You see Eevee is just across on the other side of the roof, so we just need to head on over, and there's a ladder right behind where we climbed up. And up here, there'll be a few Pokemon that you may want to grab while you're here. There's a Dedenne, and there's an Abra. So if you want to grab these, you totally can. I just couldn't resist going for Dedenne. It actually broke free of my Pokeball as well. Again, try and throw it in the back of Pokemon to basically nearly double your chances. It's looking at me now. It's not being aggressive, but that Great Ball just isn't going to be enough. I'm actually going to have to do a little fight to get this. But who doesn't like Dedenne? So you might as well grab it while you're here. And you can see Abra in the background. Now, Abra is a bit of a tricky one. It will just teleport away. So if you want to get Abra, you really need to be sneaky and just do a sneak one, because you can't really fight it like I am here. You see, we just fought the Dedenne. It broke out the first Great Ball, but now that we fought it and it's stunned, bam, we've got it. And you see Abra just in the background, as said. I would try and capture him while you're here. Why not? Who doesn't love Abra? But you can see he just likes to teleport away. So as soon as I try and go for it, he's just going to teleport away. He will respawn if you mess, again, if you mess any of these up, they will respawn. You just need to come back like 10, 20, 30 minutes later. So with that out the way, you can see we have Eevee down below. Now, again, I really recommend setting a hard save point, open up your party, press right bumper, save the game so you can return here if you need to, and then make use of these bushes. If you're crouching in a bush, it will be much harder for the Pokemon to actually spot you, so you can more easily get close to it and get behind it to throw that quick ball. If you don't have a quick ball left, or if you've already caught an Eevee at this point, you could also use a repeat ball if you have any of those. But to be honest, a quick ball when it hasn't spotted you will be your best odds this early on in the game. But if you're later in the game, by all means use an Ultra Ball or something like that. Sometimes it takes a couple minutes for the Eevee to actually move around so you can hit it in the back, but it is worth waiting, and if it doesn't capture it, you can always load your save, as we've said before. So you see the Eevee's just turned around, I throw that ball down. Are we going to get lucky? Not this time, but we do have a second chance before we need to reload the save. We can fight it, defeat it, and then try and capture it again. So you can see I'm going to use my Slash, I'm going to use my Ice Fang, my Bubble Beam, and then I'm going to throw a Pokeball at it. We're going to go for the repeat ball this time, as I've got a few. And with a little bit of luck, bam, the fourth Eevee is ours. And you can loop these if you want to get them again after about 20 minutes. Now that you have your first Eevees, it's time to get some Eeveelutions. You can head to the Vernal Pokemon Center here and go just south to the Stone Emporium. Here you can buy 4 of the elemental stones to evolve Eevee. Fire for Flareon, Thunder for Jolteon, Water for Vaporeon, and Leaf for Leafeon. They cost 3,000 each, so you just use one of these from your satchel on your Eevee to evolve it. Now, you may have noticed the Ice Stone to evolve Eevee into Glaceon wasn't in the Stone Emporium, but don't worry, there's a really easy and early way to grab one out in the world, and it will save you money anyway, even if they had it in stock. So go to the Pokemon Research Lab, you can see right here. We've been here before, this is where you start. So you'll have this area, and then follow my route going along the west over to the left, and you'll see there is some scaffolding in the distance. The item itself is actually right on this scaffolding, so again, super easy to get early, but there is a little weird sort of drop point that you need to do to grab it. So head right to the back as I am, climb on up this ladder, and we'll start our journey, then walk on forwards and turn around, and you'll see the ladder's just behind us here. There'll be a few planks to walk over, but grab this rare candy while you're here. Who doesn't love a rare candy? Head on over these planks, this walkway, and you'll see there's a red just below us. We need to slowly walk off so we land on this platform and we have the Ice Stone. Then we can use that from our inventory to get Glaceon. Next, if you're looking to get Sylveon, well, you need to increase your friendship level with Eevee enough to make it evolve. Note you will need a fairy type move in its move list when you go to evolve it in order to get Sylveon. But first, you need to raise your friendship level high enough, and an easy way to do this is by visiting any of the cafes on the map. Some are more expensive than others, but any will do. Just make sure you have the correct Eevee selected in your party at the bottom, and then have any cafe item 4 times. This will be enough to then check your party screen where you will see it's ready to evolve. If it has a fairy type move on the list when you go to evolve it, it will then evolve into Sylveon. For Espeon, it's a similar thing. However, you need to make sure to remove the fairy type move from its moveset. You can replace it with anything else, just not a fairy move. Then visit any cafe and have 4 items from the menu with a different Eevee, and make sure it's still daytime when you do this. Once the Eevee is ready to evolve with no fairy moves and it's daytime, it will evolve into Espeon for you. Now next, if you're looking for Umbreon, one of our favourite Pokemon, you need to do the same again, but make sure it's nighttime with no fairy moves on its move list. So if you're in mission 5, it's now time to complete that mission, and afterwards you can rest at any bench to make it nighttime. I found an easy bench at the Looker Bureau right after the mission, so you can travel here to do it. So as before, visit any cafe and have 4 items from the menu in a row with your next Eevee. Make sure there's no fairy moves on its move list, and then when it's nighttime, which you can do it resting at a bench, you can evolve the Eevee and you will get Umbreon. So there you have it, how to get Eevee and its various Eeveelutions. A like really does help support us if we helped you out with this video, and make sure you're subscribed for more Pokemon coming your way very, very soon. Here at Arix Gaming, we're 2 friends who love to play games. You have me, Paradise, as well as 26.
Our goal is to keep the videos as concise as possible by cutting out any of the fluff and focusing on what really matters with high quality videos.
So make sure you're subscribed down below for more videos on your favourite games coming very, very soon.